The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. Covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
What's up, guys? How are you? Good morning. If you are watching live, this is a morning show for you guys across the entire country. It's bright and early out here on the West Coast. It's lunchtime, kind of, you guys. On the East Coast, we are live on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book, and the same thing on Twitter and X. He is Dave Sherapan. I am Matt Perrault. You guys, well, thank you for being here live, because it's a bit of a different spin for us to do this early, but I got a bunch of crap I got to go do, so we're early today. Dave, how are you? You don't sleep anyway, so this is like, you know, doing content at 8 o'clock in the morning for you is normal, right?
I'm already 2 hours in. I mean, it's unbelievable. So it's fine. The problem right now is that, you know, little Sid Kendall is watching the show right now, getting ready to go to school. Kendall, you need to go to school. So when like in 10 minutes, you better be out the door with grandma and not home watching. Like, if you want to put us on the bus, let all the kids watch the show. That would be kind of cool. But I know you're watching. Wherever you're watching, East Coast, yes, we're lunch show. West Coast, breakfast show. 5 p.m., perfect evening show for Vinko over in Croatia. Nobody's up in Hawaii. We dropped by doing a morning show at 8 a.m. Pacific. We are not going to be watched today live by anyone in Hawaii unless they're up before they go surfing or something. That's okay.
Oh,
it's fine.
Surfing. Oh,
yeah.
All right. That'd be fun. Yeah. It's a BVB brunch for those on the Midwest.
I like that.
Middle part of the country.
Good job,
BVB
Linus.
brunch. Still not brunch here. D-Weezy, you must be on the West Coast.
No, D-Weez is in Carolina.
Oh,
so it's
not brunch here?
I think brunch starts at 10 a.m. When do you think brunch starts?
Yeah, 10:30ish. Yeah, if someone says want to go to brunch, I think it's 10:30 to 11:30, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
To go. It's got to be before noon.
Yeah.
But it can't be around like 9:30 because that's breakfast.
Correct. I think it's after 10.
Yeah, fair. I like that. Yes. After 10, sure. So it's 11 o'clock over there. So, you know, it's there. It is the morning. J-Del Betts, how are you? Santana, bright and early, coming in, doing his homework.
Dodgers, heavy, minus 450 to win an NL West.
We will do. Otani watches
back. In the morning. We do the show in later-ish time. You guys keep showing up. We appreciate the hell out of you. LL, wait, what the hell is this? You know, we got to pivot a little bit. This week we got things happening.
Yeah.
So
today,
this time, tomorrow, most likely this time is the favorite.
Yep.
We're banging out in the morning.
Yep.
Done.
Not always
a little morning. Everybody likes it in the morning. Stop, please. Come on. Get loose in the morning. Everybody likes it in the morning. Serious, come on. You know.
All right. This is a 1 hour show, guys. Okay. So normally we do an hour and 40 minutes, but this is going to be kind of a condensed version of BVB. Yeah. So you guys are going to get us for an hour. Yeah. So just FYI, you might be like, wait, the show's over. Yes. Normally we go for really 2 hours. So it's about a half of the show normally will be. So we've got a bunch of things condensed here. You're wearing the Laker gear. So let's start it with Luka making his debut last night for the Lakers. He scored 14 points in a rout over the Jazz. First game for Luka since December, but I hate the Lakers. Okay, full disclosure, I do not like the Lakers. I'm a Celtics fan. However, there's a part of me that likes this. Like a part of me feels like Luka and LeBron playing together. For what I watched last night, I didn't see all of it, but for what I saw last night, there's some chemistry on the court between the two of them. And Luka looks up to LeBron. He's 25, LeBron's 40. And there's this, I don't want to say father-son thing going on, but there's definitely like a mentor-mentee thing going on that could be fun to watch.
Without a doubt. Luka's 25, but can't find too many people unless they're trying to say something bad about him that don't like him.
Right.
And LeBron's polarizing as hell. You either like him or you don't, pretty much. The Lakers, some people for decades can't stand the Lakers. Other people ride or die with the Lakers, good, bad, and different. That was fun. I was pretty excited. I mean, ESPN just broke right into the programming. I was watching Houston and Baylor, and then all of a sudden it was not on anymore. And I was like, wow, they just went right to the Lakers game. Okay. This is going to work. The Lakers are going to be okay. I think this is going to be fine. Might be time.
What has worked to you? What's the bar? What's the ceiling?
Oh, Western Conference champs.
Really? We might get Lakers Celtics again. I might get my wish.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility at all.
If you're a Maverick fan, what does that do if Luka's back in the finals? And I don't think you're crazy. I don't think it's a far-fetched idea that the Lakers, now they got to figure out the situation going on with the guy in Charlotte, their center, that trade got blown up. So
right,
they got to figure out what to do with their center position and protecting the rim. And Utah's not very good. So this is not a barometer as to how good they could wind up being. But the Western Conference is really 3 teams. And Utah's not very good. So this is to worry about it. It's all right.
Sorry.
3 teams. So, OKC is the leader, obviously. Houston's in the conversation. But they're not proven, obviously.
It is all about the matchup, Talati. It will be very interesting. I don't know. I mean, I think it's OKC. I think it's Lakers. I think it's Denver.
Yeah.
I think it's Houston. Memphis. I mean, that's deep. 5. I don't know after that.
Unproven, though. I mean, most of those teams are.
I know, but it doesn't. I'm not worried about proven at this point. Lakers.
Well, for LeBron, I think it could be. That's what I mean. Like the Lakers could be ripe because of the unproven nature of the teams they're going to face. Like you put LeBron James in the playoffs. We know what LeBron does. LeBron's different in the postseason than he is during the regular season. He conserves energy and doesn't go as crazy as he does in the playoffs. So playoff LeBron combined with playoff Luka, who didn't play in, it was his first game last night since December. It's now February. So he had a month and a half off. And now he'll work his way back in. Only, played 14 minutes. The plan is to have both LeBron and Luka to play tomorrow in Utah for their final game before they go to the All-Star break. And Luka, I'm sure, will spend the All-Star break, working on conditioning and getting back to playing shape. They come back for a run in the second half. It's not out of the realm. They get out of the play-in, and maybe they even get into a top 4, position here. They might host a playoff game.
Ask the chat right now. Give them a poll. NBA heads. Did the Lakers make the Western Conference Finals? Yes or no?
Oh.
Curious what you're thinking right now so we can look back at it. Today's February 11th. We're always looking forward, always forward, never straight. But I'm curious what you're thinking right now. D. Weezy says he's taking the Lakers and the Nuggets to win the West and will look to hedge. Not awful. Not a bad idea. I mean, they might meet in the second round of the playoffs. So one of them will get there.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that idea. I think that there's going to be with the Nuggets, I look, Jokic is the MVP. I know people are going to go and give it to SGA, but Jokic's first half has been insane. So he's right now the MVP, but I'll be curious to see how that goes forward. What does SGA and the Thunder look like being the front runner for an entire season? Do they handle the pressure when we get closer to the playoffs? They didn't do much at the trade deadline. So we'll see what the Thunder look like and how they perform. Obviously young and talented. Austin, welcome to the show. First time. Not a recruit because he knows the show. But
Austin Hart, normally a part of the replay crew, first time live listener. Welcome. Matt and Dave have undoubtedly made me a smarter, better over the years. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here, Austin. Thank you for listening and letting someone know about the show. That's great.
Yes, Fish Killer. We're very
Fish Killer. We are early today.
Yes, came in early today. Early tomorrow too. So on both.
Right.
So what's the best price on the Lakers to make the West, to win the West?
Yesterday they were 20-1 to win the NBA championship. So it's most likely 8-1 or 10-1.
They're 22-1 at FanDuel.
Okay.
Western Conference, you can get the Lakers at 9-1.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, it's Thunder, Nuggets, Lakers, Grizzlies. Clippers at 15-1, 12-1, Grizzlies. Thunder
Where's
is
the Rockets.
Rockets aren't even in the top. Rockets are 19-1.
Yeah, nobody believes in them.
And I get it. They're so young. They're just so many unproven players in the playoffs.
You got that coach, though. Forget
True.
about that coach.
No. I mean, Ime's great. Udoka's got the pedigree. I mean, Boston and the Thunder are the only two teams that you're laying juice to win their respective conferences. But Boston's now minus 125. So all those 105s and plus 105s, those are gone. Hopefully you guys followed our advice and grabbed a hold of some of that Celtic money or Celtic price, because that price is now see you later.
Yeah.
And they look great last night. Yeah, Fishko, give me Lakers Celtics. Sign me up. Like, let's go. That would be tremendous to have.
That would be very nostalgic. It wouldn't be very competitive.
That's why I want it. It's a monster. It's a perfect matchup. I mean, you want to talk about hate and just great defensive matchups for Boston. They shut down LeBron. They shut down Luka. Who's next? Okay, that's it. The Lakers have nobody else.
No.
So, see you later. Plus 110, Kyle. Nice job.
Nice work, Kyle Meyer.
Good price.
That's good.
Price. The Grizzlies, really? You guys like the Grizz and Ja? All right.
We'll ask you at the end of the show, which was going to be in about 40 minutes, just so you guys know. So this is power packed. So think about it while we're doing the show here, and then I'm going to ask you at the end to type in the chat.
Who wins the West?
Or leave a comment after the show. If you're on the replay crew,
leave
your comment. Who's going to win the Western Conference in the NBA? Because that helps the algorithm, apparently, leaving comments. So,
now, that's an interesting bet.
Lane scrimmage parlayed the Celtics to win the East with the Dodgers to win the NL West at plus 138 last night. My goodness. Good bet.
Because you're going to get the Dodgers out of that ridiculous price.
Right.
So, you're not doing
action. That's a 6-month, 8-month action bet there.
Yeah,
that's you all the way through from February now till September, end of September.
Yeah. So, when you go and see a marriage, when you got a couple that's really happy and you're happy for them, but that one of the partners left a relationship, maybe kind of unceremoniously, maybe it didn't really end all that great. The other side of this, the one that got left at the altar, the one that got dumped, if you will, not by Luka's fault, because it was Nico Harrison, the GM, who did it, but the Maverick fans are really upset about this. So last night, these two fans stand up, fired Nico banners during the Mavericks game last night. Then a guy got on, they did in-game or in-arena karaoke. And so he was supposed to start singing, and instead he grabbed the mic and started chanting, "Fire Nico, fire Nico," and got attacked by the Maverick security. They rushed the guy, and they grabbed him and they ejected him and kicked him out. Mark Cuban was then seen standing up and yelling at those two fans that had the sign that said "Fire Nico," telling them to sit the F down and shut the F up. It is tense right now in Dallas.
When you get a taste of the winning, and then you get a generational player at a young age, and then they blow it up like that. I mean, the Florida Marlins, remember when they acquired all these players, they win the World Series, and then just blow it up. There's no loyalty in that regard. All the loyalty that you build up with the Mavericks fans is gone. What do you expect to happen?
Well, I think if Anthony Davis didn't get hurt,
would have helped.
I think the fans
would have had some cover.
Yeah, you would have had because he played really well in his first game in a Maverick uniform.
Yeah.
Historically played well for a center position to come in and play in your first game. It was him and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the numbers he put up for a center/power forward in his first game since being traded. He had a historic night. But then he got hurt during the game, and now he's going to be out for weeks and maybe done for the year, depending on what the surgery they recommend. If he has to have abdominal surgery, he's not going to play again, most likely, maybe in the playoffs, but he's out for months if he has to have surgery on his abdomen. So, he is a walking injury. That was the projection whenever the trade went down. Everybody was like, have you not seen Anthony Davis play? He gets hurt all the time. How are you giving up Luka? And you can say, well, he's fat, he's a drunk, and the fat drunk got you to the NBA Finals last year. So, I don't care what Luka's doing off the court. If on the court he produces, and you say, well, he was off the court for a long time, he was going to come back and play. So that's where the anger comes in, and I think it's justified for Maverick fans. I mean, RJ Choppy, one of our friends who's been on the show before, and the guys in Sham, the guys down in Dallas who work for the ticket, every morning that they're coming on and they're just commiserating with fans, trying to get them to just calm down. They're like, hey, it's going to be okay. They are ferociously angry at what happened. And the conspiracy theory is running rampant down there that the team is intentionally doing this. They gave them money back to season ticket holders. They gave them their money back.
Yeah. And
they're like, who does that unless you're trying to get rid of revenue and trying to make it easier for the team to move? I don't buy the Vegas rumor. I know the Adelson family is based here. I was listening. Trista does an incredible job on social and on Instagram threads. She's been on fire this week. But she got a hold of, it was either a press conference or a phone interview that one of the owners for the Mavericks, not the Adelson family, whoever the guy who's the governor for the Mavericks. And he literally says in the conversation, although we make Las Vegas our home and we are based in Las Vegas, we have no plans to move the Mavericks to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's the corporate. Yeah, I saw that. There was an article that talked about that.
So I heard the audio, and you hear the guy talking, and he's trying to knock down the rumor that the Adelson family, that they're not trying to tank the entire franchise to move it to Vegas. But he didn't come off as believable. He literally says, our whole family, all of our families are based in Las Vegas. Okay, so why wouldn't you want to move the team to Las Vegas? Wouldn't it make more sense to be in your home market? You have no ties to Dallas. You like the Mavericks, but
it's Adelson's son-in-law, I think. D. Weezy said the son-in-law is the governor.
Okay.
So it's
it makes total sense. I mean, the whole entire family is based here. I mean, the Adelson family, one of Madeline's
they've been here forever.
Yeah, one of Madeline's good friends is head of security for the Adelson family. Friends' fathers is head of security for that. So they've been here for a very long time, and they are incredibly well protected here in Las Vegas. And it would make sense for them to want to be living in Las Vegas rather than going to Dallas in a market they have no ties to. So that's the theory on the ground in Dallas, that this is an intentional act.
Yeah.
To destroy the franchise.
A lot of theories. I don't know about all that.
I don't buy it.
Bomb.com, by the way, said, good morning, fellas. Great to see you two early today. Hi. Good to see you too, Bomb. Mavs are a train wreck. That's right now they are. Yet they're going to make the play-in.
Yes.
Minimum. They might end up 6.
Well, Kyrie's still Kyrie. He was named an all-star today.
Right.
So Kyrie's still Kyrie. So we'll see what happens with the Mavericks, but things are not going well at all. The Lakers are going to make, this season. I agree. We just talked about it. Yeah. It looks that way. You got Luka.
There's a poll on the thing, bomb.com. Vote in the poll. Do the Lakers make the Western Conference Finals? Yes or no? So far, it's actually 50-50. Exactly 50-50. Good number of votes already this morning. That's great.
Yeah. So last night in college basketball, I thought this stat was pretty wild for the Houston Cougars. Houston's now 80-1 under Kelvin Sampson when it shoots at least 50% from the field. They shot 50.9 last night against Baylor. That's not that impressive. It is. I mean, it's impressive, but that's not the surprise. The surprise that Baylor shot 57.9% from the field against an incredibly good defensive team in Houston. That's the Bears' highest mark in any loss over the last 20 seasons. They hit over half their shots, and they still got blown out by Houston last night.
Why is that?
Because Houston's really damn good. That's how good the Cougars are.
So is it a lot of one and dones?
It's
like
rebounding.
One shot make it.
Yep.
Like, that's how they shot such a high percentage, but it's less shots because they don't get no rebounds.
And they play so slow. Houston just plays so slow.
Game went over.
Yep. I mean, but 128, 129 is like a normal total right now for Houston games.
Yeah, it was 132.5. It went over yesterday.
Way over. Wow.
Yeah.
Flew over. Cougs are 12-1. And I look, I'm hard pressed not to say that the Houston could win it all finally. Like this might be the year. There's not elite teams. There's good teams, really good teams, but I don't think we have an elite team. We have an elite player in Cooper Flagg with Duke. And maybe he takes them to a national championship. But we've seen what happens when one elite player goes up against a team like Houston. Tough to do it by yourself. So
very tough to do. But Houston has, I don't know. I'd say they're at least 8, 9 deep. They got guys.
They're young. They're experienced. They got guys who have been there for a while. Like players who they got men. they're not boys. They're men. They're just men. Yeah, it's a good point, Roger. Like, pick and roll is hard to deal with. Yep. I mean, they are long, they're athletic, and they jump pick and rolls, and they make it very difficult on teams. They turn you over consistently. They make you work on offense. You have to be crisp, and you got to be, able to handle their length and their athleticism. And it's really hard to do that.
Put that back up, senior member of the brigade here, Roger Long. Sounds like Shooter in Hoosiers right now, coming in with Houston's jump trap off the pick and roll is hard to deal with. I like that, Roger. Drop nuggets like that all the time.
Because you've got length,
just
right?
Kick it out to you right now, knock down a 3. That's nice right there.
They're able to move, and it's Houston they're for real. There's no debate that they are for real, and they're going to be a hard team to deal with.
Defense
wins championships, but they got to win. They've done everything except win a championship in Houston under Kelvin Sampson. Just got to get
Austin here jumping in the chat saying he loves Houston and St. John's to be in the Final Four. Both defenses are ridiculous. I've
been waiting, and I've tried to fade St. John's. I'm done. Like I'm in. I'm buying. I was selling, and then I watched them go to UConn, and their defense in the second half was unbelievable. They made UConn look befuddled. They couldn't get the ball over half court, basically. Like they are old school Pitino. Like that's a Kentucky type Pitino team with their press. We haven't seen many teams like this because teams that generally press have been burned consistently in college basketball because the bigs now handle the basketball.
Right.
So at the time, it was like you trap, the guards, make them give the ball up, trap the bigs, and you can go ahead and cause turnovers. Well, in college basketball, now bigs can dribble and hit threes. Well, not St. John's is going back to old school, saying, hey, let's make you do it. Let's make you protect the basketball. And teams aren't doing it. They turn you over consistently. So St. John's is a tough team to play in a tournament setting. St. John's is going to be really hard to play. We're not used to seeing it, a couple times a year.
Big East tournament's going to have a little more pop too in New York.
It's going to be a rocking atmosphere. I mean, SEC, Big East tournament, I think of the two. Big 12's got a chance to be really good as well. The Big 10 tournaments, there's so many damn teams. Like Iowa's going to miss
the SEC tournament, without a doubt, is going to be
the best.
Electric.
Oh yeah. Just look at the games today.
That game's in Nashville, right? Or that tournament's in Nashville.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the
state
Nashville's
close to Kentucky,
right? Yeah.
Right by it. All right, just see who's paying attention. That's all.
Quick little drive down.
Get some stuff taken care of today, and we'll be able to make an announcement. Maybe in the morning tomorrow, maybe Thursday. Who knows? Just stay ready. Get that PTO scheduled.
Get the PTO scheduled. This has been gone for a little while, but it is back. Probably need to get rid of the Angels hat at some point with the
like that. I mean, you talk about a little morning session. Like you put that there. I like that felt good. I like music. Apparently, Google thinks I'm a musical artist. I mean, that is a nice stinger right there. That means baseball season's back, baby.
It means baseball season's back. The Dodgers are set to set this timeline for Ohtani For him to come back, the timeline has him pitching in Major League Baseball games coming up in the month of May. He won't do it with the international series, but once they come back from that and they start rolling a little bit come May, Ohtani, who was seen yesterday throwing on the mound, not like, side session or soft toss, on the mound at spring training yesterday, throwing for the Dodgers.
Just for the record, the industry term is bullpen session. You said a side session.
No, I'm saying, but it's not like he's not on flat ground. Like when we have an elbow injury, they oftentimes have you throw off flat ground.
That's fine.
Him on the mound means he's back.
You said side session. We got some crazy mofos in here, and they're thinking about session on the side, things like that. I'm just saying that's how it came out.
It's not a side session.
Side piece.
No,
just
side
saying.
session.
It's not like a side piece. See, JPC the fourth. Paying attention in the chat.
He had a full-blown, simulated game, I believe, what they called it yesterday for him. A couple of innings coming in. Like, I can't believe, it's crazy.
Cautiously do it. But again, they're doing it every day. This is what this guy wants to do. The guy helped to spring the World Series. He went 50-50. I don't think he's going to go 50-50 again if he's pitching. I think that's fair to say. So
why not?
It's a lot of work to do the pitching and all the hitting. And he's not going to steal as many bases. I'll tell you that right now. No way. I don't think so.
I think it's going to be a fascinating experiment to watch because, look, the Dodgers, like baseball, it's not even fair what they're going to roll out. Like, you have to go play the games and you got to go win the games, okay? But like night in and night out, what the Dodgers are going to roll out is just downright stupid. So they're not going to lose or win every game. They're going to lose sometimes. But the type of talent, the level of talent they're going to throw out there, even without Ohtani pitching, is heads and shoulders above anyone else in Major League Baseball. Now you're going to put in a guy who has won the Cy Young Award. And you're going to put him in to the rotation.
Yeah.
And the National League hasn't seen him yet. Like, they've seen him a little bit in interleague, but like they haven't seen him full blown in a complete, National League schedule.
Ridiculous.
And now he's coming in after a 50-50 year to, it's a gross, like the rich is insane what the Dodgers have, but I still would make him a closer.
Type it in the chat. How many games did the Dodgers win? Because the total right now, wow, Joel Allner's 120. I mean, the record is 118. The season win total is 104.5, 105.5. Depending where you shop, you might find a 103.5. I don't remember ever in my life making a number that high for a team.
What would you put the number? Dodgers against
It's out.
Field.
It's out. That's available at Circa. You can bet basically the no on the Dodgers to win a World Series. So it's the -4 to 1.
Okay.
I think, if they're +3 to 1 to win it.
105.
It's
1,000.
1,000. They only play 162, Hastings. Come on. 1,000.
107.
109 from Linus. 102, JC from KC. Brandon G.
He meant 100. He just
100
missed that.
extra zero. It's early in the morning. You get a pass.
This is a great question, Sonic. How often do these talent load-ups win? Well, I mean, LeBron did. I mean, if you remember the decision that brought LeBron to Miami, in which the first ever Big Three, the modern era Big Three, they went and won multiple championships. They won 2. So it worked then. Now basketball is different than baseball, but it worked then. Yeah. You don't really have many examples of this in other sports. Baseball, even in baseball, like generally speaking, guys go for the money and the other teams are going to offer bigger money. But the Dodgers have created a new ecosystem in which they can defer all of this money to the future that allows them to trade on future earnings and inflation and everything that they're doing, mathematically to make this work. They've got like $1 billion deferred. Like they have so much money, but they know they're going to be comfortable because they're in LA and they're the Dodgers and they've got Ohtani and they're just printing money. Yeah. Will they always? I don't know, but right now they're in a big ballpark and that ballpark is nearly full every night.
See Braden Barber, welcome from the Twitter, taking the field or the Dodgers. I love when people are watching on Twitter and take the time to comment. Appreciate that, Brendan. Sorry.
Field.
I don't remember seeing this really ever in baseball. Somebody maybe goes and gets a pitcher and or a hitter or a couple hitters. The last time, I mean, when the Rangers went and got DeGrom and Scherzer and all this other stuff, they got hurt. It didn't work out. In basketball, I will never forget when KG and Ray teamed up with Paul Pierce and the Celtics, and I felt like that was the first where they did it, other than LeBron and going to Miami and Wade and Bosh already being there. Injury's the only way the Dodgers don't at least win the division and or get the 1 or 2 seed. Like they're going to get a bye.
They re-signed Kike last night.
They're just a little under.
They're too deep.
Whatever.
At every position, they're too deep.
Without a doubt.
So it's not just like you could say, well, the big ticket guys, Freddie Freeman gets hurt or Mookie gets hurt. Okay. The guy behind him is not as good, but this feels like like Alabama under Bear Bryant, where like the second string guy would start on every other team in Major League Baseball, but he's a second string guy, and they're willing to take less money to stay, to sit behind these players and just be part of winning in what you've talked about. Like you'd rather win than be the number one star on an 80-win baseball team.
Oh, I would love to be on the Dodgers. Go in the clubhouse every day. Go, hey, who we got today? Yeah, we got the Giants today. Good, that's fine. Right. I wouldn't mind. I'd love to play, but if I had to, play once a week or whatever, be one of those guys on the Dodgers that does that, be fantastic. Brandon G says, I bet they finish second.
I bet they don't.
NL West.
I bet they don't.
You are one of few proud and like the few
Padre
proud.
fans.
The Marines is what the saying was. You're one of the few, the proud, and the blank. Who the hell beats them, Brandon G?
You must be a Padre fan.
The Padres?
Yeah, that's it.
The Diamondbacks? Listen, the Diamondbacks are going to be good. What are they going to win? 92?
Uh-oh, Kendall, you're going to get in trouble.
Hey, bro.
It's 8:30.
Bro, you at the bus stop?
You better be at the bus
What up, bro? Kendall, you better be at school.
You're going to get in trouble, Kendall. Can't out yourself. Just watch the show.
No, that's fine. No. I want her in the chat. She likes to come in the chat when she can.
I know, but she's outing herself if she's at school or on the way to school.
No, this is good. You better be at school, though.
Oh, she says chill. She's at the bus. She's at the bus stop.
Okay.
All right. So it's all good. We're all good there.
All right.
They're all good. I mean, in terms of three-peats, I was looking at this morning. Like, do you know the only other franchise in Major League Baseball that's won three consecutive World Series? The Yankees did it 3 times.
The Oakland A's 72,
Correct.
73, 74.
Yep, that's the only other team that's ever done that. And so, like, going for back-to-back, it's not that uncommon for them to go back-to-back. But if they don't go back-to-back, I think it would be somewhat surprising. But, the Yankees have, Mariano Rivera, 98, 99, 2000, the last time it happened. Then 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. They four-peated, and then 36, 37, 38, 39. The Yankees four-peated. Like, I mean, it's what they did in the 30s and 40s and 50s. They were the dominant franchise. So we've seen teams be, heavily stacked on one side. It's been in major markets, but this on the West Coast versus the East Coast. You just wonder about fatigue. You wonder about the entire Major League Baseball world hating on the Dodgers. And do they get, World Series type atmospheres or like playoff type atmospheres wherever they go? Like, how do fans react to the Dodgers on the road? And is it more difficult for them to play on the road because the game is so much more intense because everybody wants their piece? Like, everybody's after them. Everybody wants them.
Wants a piece of the Dodgers. Pause. You said everybody wants a piece.
Yeah, they want a piece of them. I think it's awesome.
I just learned something new that my daughter Kendall has a burner account. She has an alternate YouTube account. You're going to have to explain this to me today after school when we're driving to practice, Kendall. How you have multiple YouTube accounts. I'm not outing you. I'm just asking.
Easy to find. All you need is an email address.
Oh, I'm just curious who.
Not hard.
I wonder if her mother knows that she created that. That's fine. I like the avatar. I'm with Jimmy Football, Kendall. It looks nice.
Oh, you think this is the burner?
This is the second one. She just said it. She just told Sonic because she came in. She usually has a different avatar.
Oh,
yeah,
different account.
so it is a different account. So we got it. Multiple emails. All right.
Again, outed yourself again.
I love that kid.
Come on,
She
Kendall.
teaches me something every day. I learned about AI
Oh,
yesterday.
one's on her phone, one's on her iPad.
Fair. Okay.
There you go.
She doesn't like the fact that when her account, like we come up a lot in her account.
Fair. It's annoying, I'm sure.
Because she subscribes to the channel, which all of you should do. You
Mm.
don't have to open up every video, but we're trying to fill the YouTube account with videos. There's some good shorts. Our guy Will's doing an unbelievable job with those shorts.
Yes, appreciate that.
And those are all there. So I don't know. This is I'd like to see him close. If we're gonna pitch him, I said it last year. I think that's less taxing on his body. He doesn't have to warm up every night. When they're winning 7-2, you know he's not going in.
They traded for 2 closers this year. They signed 2 closers. They're not trading for it. They signed 2 closers. So, like, what do they do with those guys? Like, hey, by the way, you thought you're going to close. Now you're going to be the 8th inning guy?
Yeah. Because this guy's going to close. Okay.
Look, the John Smoltz, I would have him on the John Smoltz train. Absolutely 100%. Copy exactly what John Smoltz did. Dominant starter, had the Tommy John surgery, came back, all-star closer. 100%, I would do it. But I don't know if that's what they want. Maybe he wants to pitch. He wants to be a starter. Doesn't want to be a closer. There is a different mentality, different warm up, different, if you're out in the field and you got to go to the bullpen to warm up and then come in a high leverage situation, it takes a certain type of mentality to be able to do that. But I would have him close 100%.
I think it's easier to go from starter to closer.
Agreed.
Go from closer to starter.
True. And we've seen guys do that, but
yeah,
I think you're right. I think 3 outs is, if you're normally getting ready to throw for 26, for 20 or 18, hopefully you're going to come in and get 3. Sure.
It's
way easier.
It's just like when I was teaching the kids how to do it, it was a different type of thought. You have to learn to get ready quick. You have to learn to really be, I don't want to say unload everything, but like when you're a starter, you're trying to get through the first inning and then the second inning. Like it's a different mentality. You don't want to throw everything at them in the beginning. You save something, set them up for this and that. And the change to the closer is different. I mean, like I was on yesterday with K-Dub, I think, it was Dane. Dane said that Clay Holmes is going from the closer in the Yankees to the starter for the Mets.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that really works out that often.
It only works out if you stretch yourself out in the off season and you get your arm ready. I mean, I think it can work if you take months to do it. It's not something you do mid-season.
Yeah.
You got to get the arm ready and if you do rush it, you can blow your arm out. So it's way more taxing. D-backs win 95. Dodgers win 91.
What a call.
If you think the Dodgers win 91 games, you should be going with finding as much money as you can to bet the under. If you think they're winning 91 games,
that's a hell of a call, Brandon G.
Find books that will give you an alt number on the Dodgers win total under 95. See what you get out of that.
Just bet the number they got. They'll be glad to take whatever.
It's plus money, don't you think? I mean, it's got to be.
Well, I mean, if you can find an alternate and just go a couple down, just say they're going to win 98 in the books. That's 5 wins off. That'd be a good price.
How about that? No, he's right. Hitting a home run blast, take the lead late in the game, and then turn around and come in and close it out. That would be neat to see.
Coolest thing ever.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
One of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, that would be
absolute stop must-watch television. Him hitting and then going. That's the problem. Once he goes out to the bullpen to warm up, he ain't hitting.
Correct. Yeah. It takes time to warm up too. You got to pull him out of the game. So you lose your DH. That's the other worry. It's that you lose your DH when you do that.
Right.
There are some big names who have not signed, however. Bregman's got a choice. He's got 3 offers, 3 teams. This is, a top 10 guy right now in terms of free agency who has not signed. Red Sox, Tigers, Cubs. If you were him, who would you pick?
This is easy for me.
Tigers?
No question. You?
I think the Tigers, you can make a really good case for it, but the Tigers pitching is like, let's see what happens with them, after last year. So I
They Flaherty's pretty good at 1-2.
It is 1-2. It is, but after that, I mean, I think the Tigers are more ready to win right now. If you were going to try to go win and try to be in the playoffs again and have a legitimate opportunity to go in that division, it's the Cubs. I'm sorry, it's the Tigers. It's not the Cubs. Red Sox will be second, but it comes down to whether or not you're comfortable moving people around in that clubhouse and how does it work? Yeah, JPC, it worked last year. In August, it worked. And in September, it worked. Does it work for an entire year when you literally have guys like you don't know who's coming out of the bullpen? You don't know. They had 3 bullpen games a week last year. Like they were just like trying to figure out what the hell to do. Can they piece it together for 162 games like that? I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know how long you give it to him. Right.
For Bregman, I think it's 3 to 5 years.
He's trying to get 5. I would obviously say it's less, probably. Yeah. Ideally. Put it in the chat, boys and girls. Just type it. Where do you think Bregman should go?
Because he's going to be, if he goes to the Red Sox, Boston's going to move, most likely. They're going to move to the outfield, Devers. And does he want to play out there? And then the other rumor that came out yesterday is that if Bregman winds up going to the Tigers, the Red Sox are going to trade for Nolan Arenado and bring him in to play third base. So they want a right-handed power bat desperately because they're incredibly left-handed heavy.
Wow.
Boston needs a power because they lost Tyler O'Neill to the Orioles. So they need a power bat on the right-hand side. So it's either Arenado or Bregman, supposedly who Boston's going to wind up going and acquiring to play third base, and then moving Devers maybe to shortstop where he started his career, or maybe to the outfield, but who put him in left?
Devers to shortstop?
Well, that's where he was. I mean, that's where he started. But I mean, his range. I mean, Trevor Story is the starting right now shortstop. So it's not like he's got great range and he can't stay healthy on top of that. So that's the question. But he supposedly today, tomorrow, at some point in the next couple of days, Bregman's going to make his call as to where he's going to go. I think you're right. I wouldn't go to the Cubs, but Tigers, if you want to win, Tigers.
Tomlinski said Cubbies. Of course he did. He's a Cubs fan. Jimmy Football, Tigers. Tyrone Boyd said Tigers.
In the Bellinger spot. That's right. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Devers to first, Tues Staley. I mean, I'm not sure I love that either. I mean, Cassis to DH is good because he gets hurt all the time too. So I don't mind him going to DH.
Yeah, I don't think there's a chance in hell Devers is going to shortstop. Yeah, I don't think that's going to help at all.
How about left field? He's not great in left field either. Like he's just defensively
stay out there and don't run into the wall. I tell him I don't know. I mean,
they put him at third base to
outside.
They put him there to hide him at third base. That was like, okay, just stick him at third and hope he doesn't get,
Third base is not really a good position to hide someone on the field. It never works out. It never works out. No, because then you get like a pitcher that throws inside the right-handers and they get all the ground balls, or teams start bunting because they know the guy can't cover the bunt. It just third baseman has to be good defensively to really have a good team.
Well, Boston's been great in the corners, first and third. And for all their championship teams, first and third always were great defensive players, and they haven't had that for a while at either corner. So you got look at Freddie Freeman. Like look at the mistakes he cleans up for that infield for the Dodgers. Like
he's fantastic.
It's really imperative to have a guy with a glove at first base who can make some of those mistakes go away and erase them. So Devers.
Look at this. Kyle Meyer put it in the chat. The Dodgers win total at DraftKings 103.5 minus 110 both sides. Win bands 94 or fewer plus 260.
There you go.
95 to 100 plus 270. Most wins by any team 106.5 over plus 150.
Hold on. Why is 95 to 100 a better price than 94 or fewer?
Because you get five numbers.
Okay, because it's tighter. You have to land harder to hit the spot. Okay. Interesting.
Pause again. It is hard to hit the spot.
Talk about my morning. My God, where's your mind in the morning?
Just the guys are listening. I'm just getting, when I get it on the replay, I could just think of Chicago Kristen right now and things like that, laughing out loud and what she would be saying right now if she was in here. That's all.
Fox announced that the Super Bowl peaked at 135.7 million in the second quarter of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
New tracking, because they now are tracking it in different ways. 14.5 million people watched it on streaming services this year.
Oh, wow.
Both those are records for the most of all time.
What happens after the second quarter?
Blowout. Game over. Click.
No. I mean, that's what happens in the game. But what happens in the sequence of things? You have the first quarter, you have the second quarter, and then you have what?
Yeah, but according to Fox's release, the peak was 137.5 before the pick six. And after the pick six, everyone changed the channel. Everyone left. Once it was 17. Once it was 17,
nobody stayed to watch the halftime show.
I mean, people may have tuned in then, but the peak was before that. When that pick six happened, because people were telling everybody, "Hey, the Chiefs are losing." They all tuned in. The average was 126. That's a record. The most people across the entire four times. Four people. People tune in for the halftime show, of course. They tune in for the halftime show, but it was second quarter. It was right before that pick, and then everything kind of dropped after once the blowout started. Everything went zoom right down. But 126 is a record. The new tracking is really interesting, though, because they're now tracking things in a different way. And so it's not because CBW has been on and we love you because what you do is awesome. But him and I are going back and forth because he thinks that we've talked about football fatigue. He's saying no one has football fatigue. I've told him, one, it's football. But two, there's new tracking going on that now if you're watching the Super Bowl on your phone or tablet, not in a home, this was the first time we tracked it. Actually, those numbers were reported. So it used to be households. Now they realize when people watch it on trains, on buses, on planes.
Right.
So now they're tracking all of that. And that's why the number went up to where it went. Up high.
We used to be counted as one household.
Right.
And now
20
we're
people watching
counted
it.
as 6 people in our house. There's 6 different devices watching it. So now we're 6.
Yeah.
So it multiplies the numbers out, and that's great.
It's all a guess. It's all it's impossible to accurately track this. It's just it's a complete total guess. Yeah, Jimmy Football. Do they judge viewers in a bar or a pub? Yeah, because they go by capacity. Right. So how they track that, it's the same way if you go to a bar for a pay-per-view. If your bar seats 100 people, they're charging you a price for 100 people, whether there's 100 people in there or not. They count everybody. They count it as a full number, whether that is actually that many people or not.
Yep.
To be there. Yeah. So you're right, Linus. I mean, cable's not dead, but satellite comes in a lot with that. Most of them are watching it on Tubi. So like streaming, what I mean by that, just make sure you understand what I'm saying. It's not like YouTube TV or Roku. That's all still Fox gets credit for all of that. I'm talking about watching it on Tubi. 13 million watched it on Tubi because it was free on Tubi. So they watched it on that. So it's not the platform, it's the actual channel that we're talking about.
Which again, it's the biggest event for the biggest sport.
Yeah.
It should be the biggest number. It's surprised it's the highest number ever.
Every year just gets, again, we're tracking it differently now. You're getting more people, more. That's why.
You can make
next year we'll break it. NBC's got it next year.
Right.
And NBC will break it and break it and break it. And we just keep on going. It's, it's the biggest thing. It's football. It's football.
So like Pete Weezy said, you don't need cable for Fox. I watched on Fox with no cable.
And that's right. And you get credit for being on Fox.
Right.
Not how you watched it. Just watching it on Fox gives you the credit. All right. Tonight is wild. If you're a college basketball fan, get ready for tonight because top 10 teams on the road. We'll start with number 1, Auburn on the road at Vandy. They've already taken down multiple top 10 teams at home this year.
Mm-hmm.
This is a dangerous spot for Auburn because Auburn plays Alabama on Saturday. Alabama in the poll that came out yesterday is number 2. This is the first time in the history of SEC basketball and the Alabama-Auburn rivalry that 1 versus 2 will play in an SEC regular season game.
Ooh.
It's the first time Alabama and Auburn have ever played against each other. 1 versus 2 in college basketball. Overlooked spot for Auburn here.
Yeah, they're coming off a loss, though, at home. Auburn's not losing today. Auburn's not losing today.
I like Vandy. Give me the points.
That's fine. You can take them
like,
plus the points,
like
but Auburn's
Vandy.
not losing this basketball game today.
We're gonna find out how good they are because this is a monster game. You know, this is and the court is weird to Juice. You're right. Vandy's court is odd. Where the coaches are, it's an elevated court. Bouncing, I've been on that court. When you bounce balls on it, it's weird. Sounds weird. It's it's hollow. It's elevated. It's a strange.
I think if you want Vandy, you can wait.
It's coming down, isn't it?
No, it's up to 9.5 right now.
Oh, it was 8.5. Now it's down 9.5. Okay. So wait, get 10. Yeah. Take 10 on that.
10 will be a buy point. Yeah.
I agree, Jimmy. Look ahead danger. That's a look ahead spot coming up for Alabama Auburn coming up on Saturday.
Yep.
Game of the night very well might be Florida, Mississippi State. Florida's a pick now. It was 1.5 last night. Gators 8-3 ATS on the road this year. Huge win over Auburn in their last game.
At Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I still really like Florida just in general. I have to wait and see. I don't really have a strong opinion yet. That's one of the detriments of doing the show as early as we're doing it. Like I didn't usually. I didn't look at the usual stuff that I looked at. So
I have no idea why this number is coming down. I know Florida's got 2 injuries that people are really worried about, but in college basketball, I generally don't get overly concerned about an injury.
Wow. It's totals all over the place. 153, 153.5, 152, 151.5, 154 and under juiced. Holy crap. This one's got to settle a little bit. That's wild. Okay.
Tennessee, Kentucky. Kentucky went to Tennessee as 10.5-point dogs and won the game outright by 5. Here's now Tennessee, again favored over Kentucky, laying 3 on the road. Rupp is going to be rocking tonight.
Good basketball game. First thought is Kentucky.
Agreed.
But might be able to wait and get a couple more, another point or so.
For those
I think it jumps up a little.
In game or before the game's tips? It was 2.5 last night. Now it's 3. It's going up. People are betting Tennessee.
Yeah, I think this has potential to go up a little bit.
Revenge spot for Tennessee.
Yep.
1's on the road, 3's on the road, 5's on the road, 7's on the road. Purdue at Michigan. Road dog for a top 10 team.
Man, oh man. You're supposed to take Michigan in this spot.
Right? Yep. 100%.
100% supposed to take Michigan in this spot.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Supposed to, but.
The Juice says Purdue. The Juice is one of our hoop heads. Who do you guys think win this game? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. I don't know.
Syracuse also on the road tonight. Thanks.
First thought is Michigan.
I would agree. First thought is Michigan.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And then number 10's on the road. Iowa State laying 8.5 against a feisty Central Florida team that has gone to Kansas and pushed Kansas. Now they're at home. This is a heavy number. Iowa State's been reeling in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Jeez, all you guys in the 313. Everybody put Go Blue. Michigan, Smoke Chef, good to see you. Michigan, JPC the 4th. Austin Hart, welcome again. Michigan, J. Dow Betts. I'm on Michigan. You're not even in 313.
Right.
The hell's happening right now? Length may give Purdue some trouble. Joel Onler, we talking about inches? Huh?
Perfect get right spot for the clones to juice. Oh my.
Is it?
Oh my, I don't know. It's so heavy. I can't lay that with Iowa State right now. I mean, granted, if they play defense the way they're capable of, yeah, Central Florida won't score. But these guys have been giant killers.
Yeah.
Central Florida's not afraid of anybody. Like they're going to push Iowa State tonight. At home, scary. I don't know. Laying that many points on the road is
Iowa State's not losing that game.
Fine, but to go ahead and to win by 9 or more, I don't know. On the road, Patrick Burns says Purdue's better. They may be better. They may be better. Yeah, I'll give you that. Michigan does have those 2 twin towers. I'll give you that. Yep, the 2 bigs are good for Michigan. I'll give it to you.
These guys in the chat are talking about inches. They got snow back east.
Oh my God, did they ever? Yes. They're having it's being called the Parade of Storms in the Northeast. Every 2 days, They're getting 2 to 4 to 6 inches every single day, every other day for a week.
Really?
Storm. They have a foot on the ground. New Hampshire and Mass have a foot on the ground right now. They have another storm hitting them tomorrow, and then another storm hitting Thursday, and then another storm hitting on Sunday.
At least you're going to get the full experience.
When I land, it will be 9 degrees on Friday.
Did that last year myself in Philly when me and Kylie went back.
No, thank you.
9 takes your breath away when you go outside.
9 sucks. Oh, it just sucks.
It's
just,
yeah.
Can we verify the parade of snow is getting old? Yep. 4 feet. Snowbanks are 4 feet, Linus. Oh my.
That's a lot of inches.
Ugh. It's too cold to melt.
48. That's a lot of inches.
It's too cold to melt. That's horrible.
Damn it.
There is a new bill, and we'll get to better book it here in a second, but there's a new bill that came out yesterday in the state of Maryland to prohibit online sweepstakes casinos. This bill would prohibition of online sweepstakes games and revenue from illegal markets, but also bar financial institutions, payment processors, geolocation providers, gaming content suppliers, and media affiliates of a person or entity holding a gaming license from supporting or promoting the operation of online sweeps games. Anyone who violates this provision is guilty of a misdemeanor and who would be subject to imprisonment of up to 3 years and a fine to not exceed $100,000, as well as denial of any pending license application and or revocation of existing licenses. Is this the beginning of states pushing back?
Well, they're going to go like they're going after the money.
Isn't that the way to do it, right? Stop the ability to process the actual funds?
It's funny. They did this exact thing in 1997 when I was in Curacao. We were closed for approximately 2 hours.
Wow. On Black Monday? Black Monday, you were guys
No.
That
That was a different day.
Oh, okay.
I'm older than that even when I was down there doing this. Yeah. Like Butchie said, he's here in the chat. Deuce, it's good to see you. It makes it easier. Makes it easier for them.
Why?
Less people. You can't go to a sweeps in Maryland. You still go to an offshore. It makes it easier for them.
Oh, for offshore books, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this the beginning? Good luck. I mean, okay. It's a big, wide, encompassing net. Ross Randall's one of our fishermen here in the chat, and talks about, you get it on a rod or you get those big shrimping boats and all that other stuff with them big ass nets, tuna fish. Yeah. You know how you catch them. It's a little bit hard. So it's a little bit hard to catch them all in that. So again, admirable going after it and stuff, but I don't know. It's going to be very, very tough to get them all.
I don't think you get them all. I just think it's going to be interesting to see if this passes, what other states look to follow. Is it Jersey? Is it Mass? Is it New York? Like, how do they handle this segment? Because
one's written differently. I mean, they've been doing this now for 2 months. I've been trying to get Daniel on to speak to it, exactly what they're doing. And Daniel's going to join the show and, as a lawyer, explain it from the exact point of what they're trying to do, whether it's just lip service,
right?
The lawyers make all the money, they write the bill.
Because if they do this though, online casino, this is casinos, right? I almost fell out of my chair on the morning of the Super Bowl. I opened up Instagram, and there was a Kalshi gambling ad with Patrick Mahomes' likeness on it, and said, "Kalshi, come bet on the Super Bowl in all 50 states."
Oh.
In a picture of Patrick Mahomes. Now, they got away with it by taking a screenshot of a story in the media. They made it into an advertisement in which they said, "Come bet on the Super Bowl in all 50 states."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my, we're getting very, very aggressive here with this.
You can. You can till they come, knock on the door or whatever. You can.
I mean,
they told him. Robin Hood said, "Well, we're good. Like we're all right. That's fine." I mean, Kalshi said,
"We'll keep going."
Put Patrick Mahomes' picture on the ads too, so maybe that'll catch someone's eye. You
got
can
my
go
eye.
one of two different ways.
It stopped me. I went, woo. I was like, okay, all 50 states. You can bet on the Super Bowl in all 50 states. I was like, man alive.
Yeah, man.
Somebody in some state's going to go, hold on a second. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Crazy time. So obviously we'll keep an eye on that. Better to book it time as we roll. All right. These are numbers I bet last night, so some of them have moved and some of them aren't as good. But I'm laying 1.5 with Florida on the road at Mississippi State. This is a Florida team that I think is in the national championship conversation. They're 8-3 ATS on the road this year. Bet it or book it with the Gators tonight.
I like Florida. I'll say bet it.
UConn is at Creighton tonight.
Ooh.
It is dollar beer night. This crowd hates Dan Hurley.
Oh.
Dan Hurley threatened a Creighton student last year in this game, coming off the court after he lost. Told the kid, come here, say it to my face, and I'll punch you in the face. This crowd's going to be electric. The Jays are 10-0 ATS over their last 10 games. They have won 9 games in a row, and they are 10-1-1 in the Big East Conference ATS. Just betting the streak here. Give me Creighton to stay hot.
Current number here, Las Vegas is 4.
Woo!
Seems to be a consensus number across the world as we record early. And again, if you guys are watching on the replay, just hit the like button on your way out or on your way in, please. The like number today is 62.5. The great number's 4. I'll say bet it.
I can't wait to watch this game. I like Vandy. I'm taking the 9 here tonight at home against Auburn. I think it's a look ahead spot. I took 9 last night. You can probably take it. As you mentioned, Dave, the number probably goes up. You can probably take a 10, but I took 9. Better to book it.
Okay. Home dog. You don't have to ask me twice. I'll say bet it.
I can't wait to watch.
I don't know if I like it because they're not winning. I mean, this is strictly you're only covering. This would be a massive loss today if they lose.
It's up to Creighton's up to 4.5 at DK. Yeah, Hurley's classy, isn't he? Yeah. Put me in a Creighton net and I'll fight him. Yeah, I don't like him either.
Nobody's fighting anybody. Relax.
I don't like him either.
Calm down.
And then finally, Kentucky catching 2.5. You can get 3 now for Kentucky at home against Tennessee. I like Rupp.
First thought is Kentucky. Yeah.
Get a better number. You can get a better number if you want. We right now with 3. I took 2.5. Favorite thing about today is what?
Early start.
Yeah.
Early in, early out. We'll see what else happens. But, I mean, the day is very young. And so far, my favorite thing about it is that we're up early. We move the show.
Yeah.
You get 1 hour, quick blast, and it'll be time to take a walk after the show. That's it.
Oh, look at you, Thomas Skinner. First time watching Creighton at home. They're a great team at home. They are. They've been a great team on the road, too. They beat UConn at UConn to give them their first home loss in over 700 days at Gamble. So they've been great everywhere that they've played over the last 2 months. Now, when does this run stop? I don't blame guys in the chat saying they're bet UConn. I don't blame you. I mean, I can't tell you that don't bet UConn because, well, the Jays are due to lose.
Right.
They've won 9 games in a row. This is the longest streak they've had in their history in the Big East. They've never won 9 games in a row. But they got to win this game to keep pace with St. John's. So, but UConn is UConn, 2-time defending national champions. So it's, and it's a rivalry game because of Hurley. So Coach Mack's record against Dan Hurley's been pretty good. Recently, it's been sort of a split. Jays won at UConn. UConn winning at Creighton wouldn't be that stunning to see what happens. For me, I had a really fun night last night here in town, seeing a bunch of people who work for Betting Pros. And it's always fun when you follow someone on Twitter. And Derek Brown's a guy who I've watched and talked to a lot online. You never know what they're going to be like in person. And then meeting him and getting a chance to talk football with him and everything that he has done. He's more of a fantasy guy than a betting guy. But it's really nice to meet people in person, and they're as genuine and nice and as cordial as you are with them on social, to get them in real life and actually talk and meet people. And, you know, I met people last night that I've been talking to for 4 years, and I've never been in the same room as them.
Oh, wow.
So last night was really fun to do shows and to have conversations with people. And, you know, the internet is a wild place now, because you can have all of these relationships with people that you know this. You do so many shows with people that you don't actually ever sit down and see. You just talk to them every week. And so having that chance to talk to people last night was pretty fun. And it's off. I had not been in the new Horseshoe. I hadn't been there yet. Inside of the Horseshoe's redesign. It's nice in there. It's nice.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's better than what it was. I mean, it looks. I mean, when it was Bally,
they did it good. Some people would say it's lipstick on a pig.
Fine,
but
whole entire
it's better than it was.
Yeah, that entire like every property in that corner, you could make that same point that it's
correct.
They probably we talked about that when it came to the ballpark. You know, just blow it up, like drop a bomb and blow that whole area up. MGM Grand to to Oyo and to all that, that whole area just is, not blah.
I don't know what the word is to use to describe it, but it's blah.
Not good.
That's pretty good.
It's not good.
Quickly before we get out, Sports Avenger had a question here. It says, for Matt and Dave Brigade, we'll be going to Vegas soon. Can you sports bet on the phone, or do you have to go to the casino? Yes, you can sports bet on the phone, but you have to go to the casino to deposit the money and then withdraw the money. Once you go to the casino one time, wherever you're at, most likely, I think
you can deposit. You can deposit once you set the account up. You can mobile deposit and mobile withdraw.
But it's a pain,
right? It takes a long time.
It literally takes 5 minutes in and out if they go to deposit or withdraw in a book.
But you must sign up in person. We have no mobile sign up here in town.
That's the only thing you have to do in person. Yeah. Once you do that, you can do everything else mobily.
They want you on the app. I always say bet with paper tickets. If you're here for shorter than 3 days, if 3 days or less, you're here, just get a paper ticket. Like, just go to the counter, use cash. Like, don't bother with
it. But if you want that availability, like a lot of times the in-game stuff is all mobile only.
Right. You're going to live bet. If you want to live bet, absolutely.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. All right, get us out of here.
He's Dave. I am Matt. We are back tomorrow, same time. Early start time tomorrow on a Wednesday as
8 a.m.
It was a lot of fun, guys. Appreciate you guys being a part of here for us. BVB, like, subscribe. Back tomorrow for a morning session for BVB.